About 10 years ago, a group of climbers worked with the city to make a piece of vacant land into a park, and that led to a new kind of farm, an ice farm.
We turned what used to be abandoned junky party space into a usable park.
Nick Fleming got in on the ground floor of Quarry Park, where a decade ago they began building accessible paths and mountain biking trails.
Sam, is one of my strands hitting the ground yet?
The final component of all that was building the ice farm. So we sunk in 1,500 feet of pipe and power line and built a pump house that is underground so you can't really see it.
That's for the ice climbing.
The water comes in from the city, we put it into a tank, and then it gets pumped back out and up to the top of the quarry.
The water is always in motion, so it doesn't freeze. Spigots at the top of the rock wall can be turned on to create climbing routes.
This is a prime example of how we can take what would just be natural rock that you can't ice climb on and turn it into climbable ice. In a nice wet fall, we could potentially see all this naturally forming. So it helps kind of fill in the gaps.
Ice needs to be 4 to 6 inches thick for good climbing, which hasn't been a problem.
That deep freeze we had last week enabled us to make climbs from scratch in a couple days versus weeks.
And almost every time Fleming is out here, he sees climbers using it.
It's something outdoors that you can do in this cold weather.
Juliet Homme climbed right on board.
Anything where you get to work really hard physically and just kind of get a little higher and then challenge yourself, and when it becomes more difficult, you can climb a little harder and get to the top and then just feel accomplished.
They're expecting a couple hundred people to get that feeling at this weekend's Ice and Mixed Fest.
My favorite part about it is it's beginner friendly.
And even better than reaching the top are the friends back on the ground.
Everyone's rooting for you, and it's not a competitive thing, and it's just like very fun for everyone who tries it.